One of the first things that I look at when I'm considering a player for my lineups is how many snaps he's playing. So with this information, we can see how many snaps he's played in every single game out of how many total snaps his team has run. In addition to the number of snaps each player plays, it's important to see what role he plays on the team when he's on the field. So if you look at the offensive snap summary, you can see how many plays each player has been in on run plays, pass, how often they run block, how often they pass block, and you can look for any trends in their snaps over the course of the season. Another one of the big factors that I look at is a player's grade, especially in the pass and rush categories. This can be really useful in determining how well a player is playing, aside from just his stats. It gives you another layer of context, and because of that, it's a little bit more predictive than the stats alone. I also like to look at all of the defensive grades because these will help a lot in determining how strong of a matchup each defense is against any offensive player you might be considering. So you can see how strong the run defense is, how strong is the pass rush, and how good is pass coverage. One of my favorite things to look at is a cornerback's coverage stats. And that's something that you really can only find here. And we have so much good data. We can see how many times a cornerback is targeted, how many catches he gives up, how many yards after catch, and also touchdowns, how many interceptions he's gotten. Also, it gives us the quarterback rating while throwing into his coverage. So this is really valuable both for picking wide receivers and for picking quarterbacks. Another thing you can do anytime that you want to figure out how well a player is doing compared to other players at his position is just go by position rankings. So we can look at the different grades of all the quarterbacks and see how they are compared to each other. We can also sort by just the passing ability, and then we can do the same thing for the other positions. Wide receivers, we can see how well they're doing overall, as well as in the passing game. We can look at cornerbacks and figure out who the best graded cover corners are. And it also has the snap data right next to it there, so you can see how many snaps these players have been involved in order to achieve these grades. The last area that I'm going to show you guys today is the signature stats section. Now, there are a lot of great signature stats in here, so I'm going to show you 3 of my favorites. One is deep passing for quarterbacks. It shows you the accuracy percentage on deep balls as well as the number of attempts, so that can help you determine how much upside some of the quarterbacks have. Then with running backs, there's the elusive rating. This can help you figure out how good a running back is at gaining yards independent of his offensive line. So there's yards after contact per attempt as well as missed tackles that the running back is forced. Then for wide receivers, we have the drop rate. So this just lets you know how many drops a player has and how many catchable balls that they've seen.